Hello, I'm back because I want to discuss something real quick with you guys. I know a lot of you understand because a lot of you are artists or support artists or have artists in your family, and you know what goes into art and creating things. I'm just going to turn it around so you guys can see.
Art and fire.
Art and fire, all that stuff. He's over there. So I got a message asking why the mugs were so expensive and do I have a working man price? Well, first of all, I want to show you the working man. Here's the working man in his working man clothes, sitting here working. Now, I want to explain and give me an amen if you guys understand this, is that handmade goods are a lot of work, and oftentimes the artist never realizes a profit when they consider their time. It's kind of like the virtual convention. If you do the math of what I'm doing and then you think about that I'm kind of like right now working around the clock, plus the travel, plus whatever, and the cost of admission being $25, I'm not realizing a profit, but I'm doing what I love. Now, Derek, right here, he has been working on these mugs nonstop for weeks, and we have 30 of them. And the mugs require a tremendous amount of work. And so the mugs are $60. $60 is, I think, and I believe, a fair price considering the amount of time, effort, and materials that he puts into all of them. Now, artists, they do it and they know a lot of times they can't sell it for the amount of time that they put into it because they're doing what they love. They get that. Derek gets that. A lot of you get that. But I think that one of the best things, the biggest things that we can do in our world is support the artists and support the arts and buy their products. And when you guys are buying an incredible artist doll, you understand. You understand the value, the creativity, the imagination that goes into it, and that's why you're buying it. Really, you don't want to buy a doll from somebody who's a jerk and not a nice person, right? You fall in love with the product, but you also fall in love with the person behind it. So the mugs, they're $60. That's the working man's price because they're made by a working man, and they require 3 firings. So the first firing is for the bisque. The second now I always get this wrong. So honey, I'm going to come over and you're going to explain the 3 firing process. That's why they're more expensive, because of the logo and the gold, than a mug that doesn't require that 3rd firing, because the firings is what takes a lot of the time, and time is money and effort. And it's your time. Time is your most valuable resource. So tell us about the, Derek, can you tell us about the 3 firings and the work on the BDC mugs, which is why they're more expensive?
Yeah, so you pretty much hit every point right on the mark. We make it, and then it dries, and then it goes into the bisque firing, about 1700 degrees Fahrenheit. We unload it, we sort it, we sand it, we do our first, QC on our products to make sure we're not going to fire things that, we know are going to crack or fail.
That's the thing, is a lot of them don't even make it to this point. What you have about a 70% survival rate.
Yeah, if we're lucky, that's a pretty good number to have. After that, we'll glaze. We have to put wax on them, and then we glaze them. And then they go in the kiln, they get fired. That firing is a very long process. It's about a 10 to 12 hour warm-up cycle before another 8 to 10 hour firing the next day. And then some time to cool, and then we pull it out, and then again, QC right away, going through it. Is this chipped? Does this have a nick? Does this have a sharp point? Is this just butt ugly?
Right. So a lot of them don't make it to the end. So four of the end products today didn't make quality control. So Being the girlfriend of a potter, I have been privy to the nights when you have stayed up until 4 a.m. stocking the kiln, or he gets up and he leaves the house at 6 in the morning so he can fire and do it in 12 hours and be home by a reasonable hour. It all takes time and effort. So support the artist, guys.
Yeah, and then the next thing, we didn't even get to the logo, so those come out, and it's a tremendous amount of work to cut the decals from the big sheet of, there's 50 decals on a sheet, and you got to meticulously cut those out. Then they get applied, which, isn't very quick either. So at that same time is when we can add the gold. So if it gets a logo and a gold, that's just, double duty right away on one piece. And then it goes back into the kiln. About 1200 degrees is where we're going with that one. And then QC again.
Yeah.
The logo's bubbled on a few of them. The gold ran off one, which I'm still trying to figure out why. So, just stuff like that.
Yeah. So, and I'm speaking for all the artists when I say support the artists. And believe me, I get it when you don't have extra money to be throwing around, $60 or $25 or whatever, when you don't have money to be spending. I get it. That's groceries. I understand. So one of the things that we can do to support the artists is liking their pages, sharing their work, commenting on their work. There's a lot of ways we can support the arts and artists without having to spend any money. You guys know I'm not all about commercial where it's like buy. Yes, we have to sell products to survive and to stay in business, but I am all about supporting the arts and bringing that into the forefront. So I know that you guys understand, but I did get that question, so I just wanted to clarify, and that's for all of the artists. So amen to hardworking artists and all of the time and effort that you guys put into creating your dolls and creating your stuff. And I never understood quite why pottery was so expensive when I was at art festivals and things like that until I started dating a potter. And it's amazing. He goes through all of this work, all of this effort, and then at the very end, sometimes they don't come out, they don't hatch, they don't get, so it's like all this work, and then you still are not guaranteed your final product. So you have been working on this.
Yeah, we've been cruising really quick on this. I don't know if you guys can really see much difference yet, but I have started to thin this lip down. I started to refine this shape. It was, this is much quicker than the process would normally go, as I had a blowtorch and was force drying the pot. So we're getting there. The next step, I'm going to cut it off. We're going to come back and do a video with trimming and attaching the handle.
Yes.
I'm just getting it ready for that next step.
And the lady who asked me if the working man's price, she's a very sweet person, a very nice person, a friend. And so that wasn't anything bad. But this is something that I also didn't understand until I got involved with the doll artist community, Derek as an artist. It's been quite the eye-opener for me, because I thought a lot of times that things just existed and they didn't, I didn't understand the process of creating dolls until now, and now with the VDC and dating a potter and getting and figuring out all this stuff. So look at all this, look at all of this time and effort. And yes, kilns are very expensive. Derek's energy bill is hundreds of dollars a month. So it's a big deal to be running and operating a full-fledged place like this, or a brick and mortar business, a business of any kind, but especially a brick and mortar business. You guys, they talk about, you always hear people talking about buying on the internet's going to be the way to go and stuff. And that's, yes, my business is on the internet, but we also have a brick and mortar store. And I think it's so important to support brick and mortar stores wherever possible, whether that's a small town grocery store when you're cruising through, or just brick and mortar stores, it is hard to stay open. It is hard to pay your rent and keep the lights on and to pay employees. And the cost of labor is if you've got especially several employees, a company's biggest expense is your cost of labor. So if you can support them, and if you don't even spend any money, share their page and share their stuff, and at least comment on and encourage them. It's all about the encouragement. What you doing over there, honey?
Artist things.
Artist things.
I'm gonna dry this up a little bit more. Need to get this flipped so we can get the bottom trimmed and get the handle on. Generally, this would be at least a 24-hour wait to have this dry enough evenly to be able to work with it, because that's the key. It's got to dry evenly.
He's speeding it along for the magic of television.
Right. And when I stop, you can see all the water driving off of it.
Look at that. Can you see all the water kind of
Maybe
steaming
not
out
quite
of
on
there?
the screen. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, they can. A little bit.
But that's me driving the water off.
This is normally not what you do, everybody. This is the magic of television.
This is, yes.
He's speed drying it, kind of like when we sit underneath the dryers when we're getting our hair done so it'll process faster. It's kind of the same thing.
So that's firm enough. I think I'm going to cut this off now.
What do you mean cut it off?
So it's still stuck to the
Okay.
bat. So that's why I'm able to spin it and still work with it, because it's still fastened down here. I'm just going to take this knife.
Okay.
And I am going to, nice and easy, slide right on under, and voila.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn this over and let all that fall out. And I'm going to set this here, as this is still very soft and wet. That needs to dry a little bit. And then we will get rid of this line and get our handle on there and get it trimmed.
See, this is just crazy. I like instant gratification. I want something to be done immediately as I'm doing it, which is probably why I have such a knack for doing live videos, because they're happening when I'm doing them and then they're done. This is crazy. Just like making dolls. There's so many steps and things to do. So many.
There's clay in my torch.
Careful with that.
I think we can just about trim it.
Okay. So if you're an artist and you're watching this, I don't want you to feel undervalued, and I especially don't want you to feel like it's a hard tightrope to cross, because like with the mugs, I wanted Derek to at least make enough money that he would make them for us. Otherwise, if he didn't make enough money to take time away from his classes and his other things that he does to support the family, and his life and his, stuff, then he wouldn't make them. He probably would for me, but I wanted it to be that it would be worth, his time. Because it takes a lot of time. So artists, keep it up, you guys. Artists of all kinds. I love art and artistry, and especially having done the VDC and going and visiting Greg Ortiz and Robert Tonner and Helen Kish and all of these amazing people, and working with the artists who have made our downloads and our paper dolls and things. You guys work for... There's no way I could ever pay them because I couldn't afford it. The paper doll souvenirs that we have for the convention for you guys, even if I was paying these artists $10 an hour, it would be hundreds of dollars per person. And they have all the paper doll downloads. They have all donated their work. Every single one of them. They have donated their work for us. Otherwise, I couldn't keep the conventions at $25. I work with a tremendous amount of people who, for the good of all of us and for the good of the art and the dolls and our community, donate their time and talents and energy and resources for us. And I really appreciate it. Okay. Back to more.
Well, I don't think we're going to trim this quite yet.
We're not trimming it quite yet?
The handle's too wet, and I don't want to get rushed around, so we could take a quick intermission
Oh.
and come back to trimming. I'm just getting it set and ready.
He's just getting it set and ready. Okay, so maybe we should go out to the kiln.
Yeah, you want to walk right now to the kiln?
Sure, let's
Yeah,
do it.
we
You
can do
guys,
that.
since you're on the video, what do you think? Because then we can show you everything that's going on here. So, honey, you hold this, and I'm going to put on my jacket.
All right.
And you can talk to them here. We'll turn it around so you can talk to them. Here we go. Oh, it is turned
There it
around.
is. There we go.
Which way do you want it?
That's
on
fine.
you?
It's a little chilly out there, so we're going to bundle up. I'm going to wear my hat. Rachel said I had to take it off for the video. So,
Okay.
there we go. We're going to turn you around and head on out. Hey, Diane. We got some snow here lately, so all right. Coming out.
Okay, show them me, honey, so they can.
Let's see it.
Oh, well, I wanted to show them my shoes. Aren't they cute? But now we're going to go trudging through the snow.
They are good. I'll give this
you want
back
me
to
to
you.
take that?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Okay, it's kind of a walk, everybody, so we're going to... You don't even have a jacket on. It's freezing out here.
I don't know if you want to walk down here with your shoes.
I hope I don't fall, but it's on a live video, so it would be good television. Okay, so this is the long walk. This is another thing that he has to do is he takes all the pottery and then he drags it all the way down the line.
It's a small concession to have a kiln here in the city.
Yeah, it's really wonderful.
It's
So
nice. It's not too much work.
whew. If you guys are just hopping on, we're in the studio and now we are going to the kiln so you guys can see the kiln. Oh, thank you, Cindy. They're really not shoes for... Cindy said she liked my shoes. They're not shoes for trudging through the snow, but I'll do it anyway. Okay, so...
We're going to be careful.
Yeah.
Just take the long way around.
Luckily, Derek's supporting me so I can... Okay.
Come over here
Oh, there's a lot of ice. All right, if I fall, this is going to be... You guys better share the video to support me.
Well, we could just push you down, I guess.
No, that's not nice either. Okay.
Easy does it.
Oh, man. And it's like melting, so there's like puddles out here. Okay. Whew.
Almost there.
Okay.
Alright.
It's cold out here. And during the winter, he has to come out here in the cold and do this. Okay, let's look at the kiln. Here he is. Whew. Look at this kiln.
This is the beast.
Wow. This is big.
See if I can turn it on real quick. Oh, there's a pot in there still.
Look at that. Can you imagine how many dolls we can fire in here? This is all I think about every time I see it is how many dolls we could be making in here. Okay, so you're turning it, he's turning it on.
I'm lighting it right now.
He's lighting it.
It's a little cold. Let that gas get up there. Okay, it's on.
Okay.
So that's just the pilot lights. Now I'm going to turn the gas up. If you want to go back to the front, you can see the fire dance.
Okay. Whoops.
You're all right.
Let's go see the fire dance out here in Derek's
Back up a
kiln.
little bit.
Okay. Okay. We're here. Are you with us, everybody? Ooh. Okay, can you see that?
Nice and warm over here, huh? It's a little bright. Can they see it?
Yeah, they can see it. Can you guys see it?
There it goes.
Woo.
Almost one. They're
Can we
almost
roast
all lit.
marshmallows in here?
You could.
Let's do it. This
I'm gonna turn
is
it off
getting me
now.
in the mood for some s'mores. What do you guys think? A sauna? LOL.
I don't like to run it so quickly like that because if you're remember I mentioned it's about a 10-12 hour warm-up cycle. You have to slowly heat this thing up so it expands evenly. Otherwise, you pop and crack brick and cause damage to the kiln. So it's really important, even when I start ramping this up in temperature, little bits at a time, it just swells nice and evenly so it doesn't crack or damage anything. But it's fun to see the fire.
It is fun to see the fire, and that's another reason why handmade pottery is just so worth it, because it's a 12-hour process of doing one of these firings, and then you'd fire it twice. That's just like amazing to me.
This is all student work that needs to be picked up right now. They did a good job. Here's some lovely bowls, student work.
And when he says students, for those just tuning in, Derek teaches pottery classes 4 nights a week.
It's a fun little vase.
It's fun. So we have a couple of the mugs. We have some mystery stuff, but do not feel compelled to buy anything. They have been like climbing up the walls, wanting to know when they'd be ready. So we're letting you know they're ready, but you'll be making some more for us,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This was all you could make, and you had to kind of pedal to the metal.
Yeah, a little bit. If I'd have had a little more daytime, I probably could have got them done sooner, but...
Another thing you don't know about Derek is that he does not make a complete living being a potter. He's also in construction. So that's 5 days a week as well.
That's 5, no more.
Yeah. So what do you do in the construction?
I operate a directional drill and drive a truck around.
Yeah.
So we're installing telecommunication lines throughout Adams County right now.
So what time do you get up and leave the house?
I try to be on the road by what time? By 10 to 6 usually.
10 to 6.
If I have to stop at the studio in the morning.
And then you go, and then you work construction all day, and then you come here.
I come here.
Which is about what time?
It's nice if I only have to work an 8-hour day. So if I'm here by 4, that's a nice day.
And then what do you do?
We'll clean up and get ready for class, pretty much. I have an apprentice, so she's starting to help me out with that, and just do the class thing.
And then he teaches class from 6:30 to 9, and then he's home by about 9:30. And then
lucky.
If he's lucky, and then he gets up and
does it again.
So that's good, because it gives me a lot of time to dedicate to the virtual doll convention. Because half the time, and we just moved in together when I bought my house. Our house now. Half the time when he gets home, I'm still up working on the convention. So I've been working 24 hours a day, and I am so excited, you guys. We've got a lot coming, a lot going on. Now we're back out here. Here, I'm going to show you what we're walking on, just so you can kind of understand, and then look at my shoes.
It's not going to work so great.
Well,
easy. You picked the worst spot.
Oh!
Go right.
Okay. All right. So, we love you guys, and it's been fun. We're going to be back, because now we have to show you how to make, what do we have to show them how to do? The handle.
Trim and handle and finish it.
Trim, handle, and finish the mug.
Done.
In our last video, we showed you how he throws a mug in a bowl, and now we're going to show the handle process. To me, is a lot of...
We already pulled the handle, so you won't see that. The handle's ready to go. We're going to trim it and attach it.
And then we're going to trim
Clean it up.
And attach it and clean it up. You guys, I tried this once for 10 minutes, and I gave up because it was too much for me. So I really respect it. If you're a potter and you're watching, we hear you, we see you. And we appreciate you. If you're an artist in general, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we love the artists. Okay, guys, we're going to be back. Hang tight for the grand finale of finishing up this mug. Okay, bye, everybody.